1, 2, 3. Alan Lomax was a folklorist and ethnomusicologist, film and record and TV producer, prolific writer, political activist. Starting in the 30s, he made field recordings of traditional music all over the place. And you know, he was the guy who first recorded Muddy Waters, Lead Belly. He recorded Woody Guthrie and Jelly Roll Morton, and on and on and on. And like a lot of the incredible folk music that we have is with us still because he preserved it.
Portable recording gear was kind of rare, and he started when you could start to do that. He had the opportunity to do that with his father, and so they documented stuff that was unusual. They were making commercial recordings at the time too, but and prior to that, but this was a new angle on it, and it's good that they started as early as they did.
I grew up with Folkways Records, and folk music has always been very much a base of what I do, but I had never specifically looked at his recordings and understood what his process was, and so Jayme was suggesting reading about him in these books, which were so fascinating, and just realized what a force of nature he was, and that also inspired me to just break out of just anything safe and just do what compels you and what excites you and makes you feel alive.
There was this picture of Alan Lomax in the Times, and somehow I just love the picture so much that I cut a bunch of those pictures out of that article, and I usually keep things in these journals. And I had a bunch of pictures. Ones actually that were like of Vera Hall, which is so weird. And this is before Jayme had asked me to do it, which was kind of bizarre. So there was a picture of Vera Hall in my notebook, and then there was also a picture of Alan at a typewriter that was in there. And then maybe, you know, a few months later, Jayme sent me an email being like, "Want to come out and do this Alan Lomax thing?" Which is funny because I was just very fascinated with it right from the get-go.
I've long been into using field recordings as a jumping off point. I'm not really a preservationist, but I love taking traditional material and kind of recycling it and reimagining it. And I've done that a bunch on my previous records. And then I've also been really into Lomax's work and started to kind of develop this idea of what it would be like to just use his archive as kind of a focal point and really work on songs especially. And so I kind of thought about musicians who I love who already do that kind of thing, you know, song interpreters, and you know, Tim O'Brien, of course, is like, you know, a legendary songwriter and bluegrass singer, and he is so great at like taking cues from the like traditional culture and lore of folk music and kind of making it his own, and always like making new things, turning songs over and kind of keeping them alive.
There was a song that I worked on which goes by a few different names in the folk world, but in this instance it's just called Goodbye Old Paint. And that was one of the songs that I broke down, and that song is such a sad song. It's like incredibly sad to me. And so I felt like I should make it even more sad. Goodbye, old paint, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Goodbye, old paint, I'm leaving Cheyenne. I'm leaving Cheyenne, going back to Montana. Goodbye, old paint.
Margaret here, she's a great writer, and she was really adventurous with harmony. Her melodies are simple like folk songs, but she's, like all good melodies, they're simple really. The real ones are the sort of tried and true kind of heartfelt ones, I think. In any case, that she harmonizes them in a jazz way, which has been done forever. As long as there's been advanced harmony, there's been that. But in folk music, it's usually left outside.
My foot's in the stove. I probably won't stand goodbye. Oh, please, I'm leaving child.
The last time I saw her, it was late in the fall. She was riding old Maine and leaving no ball in the middle of the ocean. There stands a tall tree, and I'll never prove false to the one who loves me.
The frontman of the project in a lot of, I feel like it's interesting because Jayme Stone has kind of led this whole thing, but he does it in such a way where it doesn't feel like it's so Jayme-centered. He just kind of like lets other people really shine in their way, which is really inspiring too, just on how to be a cool leader and be a great boss and tell us what to do, like very kind of sneakily and not really like boss anybody around, which I think is pretty amazing. I just feel like being around all the people and making music with everybody has been a pretty enlightening experience, and it all kind of with the Lomax energy around it of being a little fearless and not too traditional with all of this traditional content. It's kind of been amazing.
I did see Alan Lomax one time, and it was after his massive stroke, and it was down in Florida, and he was hanging around the campfire, and I just kind of nodded to him, and he smiled at me, and I was kind of freaked out, and I kept walking.